New Leviathans, new technologies, and a whole new exciting story. That and more will be in the Arctic DLC, or Subnautica Below Zero. I'm excited for it. Hey there, I'm Aki and welcome back to another video. Before we start the list, this video will only contain minor spoilers, so we'll take a look at some concepts and gameplay footage, as well as an early version of the story. But you can watch this without worrying about any major spoilers. I also wanted to take this time to tell you about today's sponsor, Amino. I usually don't do a lot of sponsored content unless I really like it, and today that's the case. Now, Amino is a community app, and yes, there is a Subnautica Amino, but there are millions of different more communities for YouTubers, games, and so on. On there you can find a lot of people with the same interests as you, and you can also create your own Amino for whatever you like. Of course, there's also a Subnautica Amino, and there's a bunch of stuff on it. You can roleplay or look at the wiki to find out everything you need to know about Subnautica and even some stuff you might not have known yet. Of course, there's also a lot of fan art there, so if you happen to make art yourself, you can go on there and share it with other people. However, my favorite part is taking quizzes about Subnautica. I'm usually pretty good at them, but even I don't know everything about Subnautica, and it's a really cool way to learn more. If you want to beat me on some of the quizzes, you're free to join the Subnautica Amino and try. I'm usually pretty good at them, so good luck. All you have to do is click on the link in the description to download Amino and then search for the Subnautica Amino. If you want to talk to me, I'm also on there a lot, so you can just go ahead and message me. But now, let's get back to the video. Dropping in at number 10 are loot drops. Of course, since we will have Altera support this time, it makes sense for them to supply us with essential tools, blueprints, and food. Of course, these loot drops will only contain endgame items. No, just kidding. Of course, they will only contain starting items, since mid and endgame ones would make them completely OP. I mean, who would want to find all Cyclops blueprints and all materials necessary to build one a few minutes after starting a game? However, after a major story event, which I'll talk about more later, we most likely will lose contact to Altera, so we also won't get any more loot drops. But luckily, we have something else to spend our time on: base customization. The developers have started working on some really cool features for your bases. You will, for example, be able to color and name them via a panel in the new base module. You will also be able to see temperatures and a weather forecast if you've already launched a weather balloon. Something else which is really useful is a mini hologram of your base. This hologram will change color depending on the state of the individual base parts, so if anything's broken, you know where and why. You can also use it to toggle lights on and off in individual rooms, which makes your base completely customizable. Another thing I've always had problems with was power management. Luckily, the devs also thought about that. You'll be able to see your current power status and usage in the new room as well. The cool thing about Below Zero is that we won't just get new base parts and items, but an entirely new map. This time the developers are putting a way bigger focus on the above water part than in the original game. Now don't worry, underwater will still play a huge role in the game, but with a land area, the developers will have a lot more freedom when it comes to creatures and so on. And yes, there might even be a land-based Leviathan, the Ice Worm. But we'll talk about that later in the video. But the addition of land-based Leviathans would mean that you're not even safe above water, which is exactly what I want from a game like Subnautica. But of course, this time we won't stay dry either. An early version of the story shows us as an Altera employee that was sent back to Planet 4546b after Riley Robinson got back to Altera. We were sent to study precursors and their technology, and send our discoveries to Altera. However, after a catastrophic event, we will be forced to go underwater and will lose contact to the Vesper. And just in case you're wondering, the Vesper is the space station in orbit of Planet 4546b, run by Altera and our only way to communicate. There are several theories regarding what could cause us to lose contact, ranging from an ice storm to the Vesper crashing onto the planet. But not even the developers know it for sure, so let's continue for now. After we escaped into the water, we will have to deal with way bigger threats, new creatures, Leviathans, and biomes. So this is where we finally get out of pussy mode and start discovering new creatures, bigger biomes, bigger Leviathans, and so on. This is where the game really starts. Talking about the story, this time we, or the character we're playing, will actually have a personality. Where Riley Robinson never had any dialogue in Subnautica, we will get to see some actual character development when we interact with Altera and in other aspects of the game. For example, we will talk to Sam, who'll analyze samples we sent to Altera and tell us more about them. And after we discover an alien facility, he also sends us a temporary habitat, so we do know that that's the thing. So here we can see the two characters interacting. We, the player, are Robin, and Sam is in the Vesper in the space around planet 4546b. Next up is something I've been looking forward to for a really long time. New biomes. Now, technically they are new, they are just old concept arts that are finally getting some attention. But for example, the Twisty Bridges biomes are finally being implemented. Some of the new biomes are the Arctic kelp forest or one of these unnamed ones, which are a ton. Now there are also the vent gardens. The vent gardens are what looks like giant squids or jellyfish, which you can enter while they are resting above a heat source. Now once you enter them, you encounter that they have their own mini biome inside them, and if I wanted to build a base, I already know where. Even though entering a giant jellyfish, that's kinda gross. Now there's also this giant mushroom tree, and this honestly reminds me of the tree cove a lot. But I think it has already been scrapped, which is a shame because I'd really have loved to see this in the game. There are a ton of new concept arts, and of course not all of them are going to be implemented, but they all look awesome, so I think the expansion is gonna be awesome. I know that these biomes will definitely make me excited to explore again. What about you? Now some of you might disagree with me on this one, but another thing I'm really excited for is fan art. For the original game, fans drew awesome pictures and created awesome art for their favorite creature, biome, or story event. And because Subnautica was so successful, the drawings were actually really good and didn't look like something my 5-year-old neighbor could draw. For example, CatFund, who made this picture as well as this one, is absolutely amazing, and she does commissions, so if you guys want some high quality pictures of Subnautica or your avatar or anything else, click on the link in the description. So with Below Zero, people would have a lot more inspiration on what to draw, with new creatures, new biomes, and new vehicles. We know for sure we won't get the Cyclops in Below Zero, and it also seems like the Seamoth won't make the cut either. The exosuit is possible, but I also wouldn't count on it. Something that will be implemented, or at least is very likely to be, is the hoverbike, which we even already have animations for. Now cruising through the Arctic at extreme speed sounds really fun to me, but if that's too dangerous for you, you can also use the hovercraft, which offers almost the same mobility with more protection. Now, maybe this has already been scrapped because some people say the hoverbike has replaced this, but I mean, come on, this is way too cool to be replaced, right? For underwater, you will be able to build the Sea Truck, a fully customizable submarine, complete with different modules you can dock onto it, and an awesome looking exterior. Wait, that is the wrong clip. And an awesome looking exterior. Here we go, that's the right one. Let's just hope it has some defense systems, otherwise I'll get another heart attack. But not only vehicles are getting an overhaul. Also bases are getting new parts such as stairs, above water compartments, and even teleporters. Yes, you heard me right, teleporters. I'm pretty sure the model will still change, but these portals are awesome and will revolutionize traveling between bases. With the combined technology of Altera and the precursors, you'll be able to build one of these in all of your bases and never risk going outside again. Every gamer's dream. But jokes aside, the number one thing I'm looking forward to about the expansion are Leviathans. Now, a lot of you probably expected this, but there will be a lot of new Leviathans and I'm really excited for them. We already got several concepts such as the ice worm, which might be dangerous to you even above water, as it could dig through the ice and attack you from below. The squid shark is a concept which already got a 3D model, so chances are very high that we'll get it in game. This one could use its long mouth to attack the player or one of the new vehicles from a distance. Maybe it could even have a similar ability to normal squids, so using ink to confuse either predators or, in this case, prey. A Reaper chasing your Seamoth was bad enough already, but now imagine not even knowing where to go to get to safety. Yeah, almost as annoying as that pesky squid in Mario Kart. I swear to God, stop inking my screen, you Now, with less ink but still being very dangerous, is the Brute Shark. Now, as the name suggests, this Leviathan would use brute force to kill its prey, so ramming against your submarine, causing massive damage. But my personal favorite is the Crested Reaper. This is an Arctic relative of the Reaper Leviathan and will probably act very similar. Yes, it would act similar, but not completely identical. And I think keeping some of the classical aspects of Subnautica is important. Having something latch onto your submarine out of nowhere isn't new, but without it, I feel like there would be something missing from the game. So, if there happen to be any features I missed, let me know down in the comments below. Or let me know which of these you are most excited for. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like. Let's see if we can get 1000 likes. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!